I've been with my husband for 10 years. We just had a baby. She just turned 1. But he left last year because he told me that I work and go to church too much.
Oh yeah, I understand. The church is before him, and your job is before him, and the child is before him. He's last in your life at this point. Yeah, I do. I don't. I could not deal with nobody who's heavy in church like that. I'm sorry, I couldn't tolerate it. No. Mm-mm.
You mad you got a job in a relationship with God?
So I'm seeking
No, you know he ain't. That ain't what that is. Come on, man. Stop. It's always you need a work-life balance. You need a balance in what you're doing. Period.
God for my answer. But right now, I feel like I'm in a place where God is not answering me. So I'm
So you looking for answers that you don't want to answer yourself. You know exactly what the obvious answer is. Cut down church, pay more attention to your husband, um, and y'all got a child, so that's more stress. So he ain't getting no attention at all. That's just what that is, and you just don't want to give him no attention. So you want to hear something from somebody else. You want somebody to validate what you think.
trying to figure out, do I wait for God to give me an answer? Because I also found out that he's been cheating.
Sometimes we say we're not hearing God and we're just not hearing what we want to hear.
See, I told you she don't want to face what it is. I bet she was neglecting him. Once you go get this church going person that's just heavily into church, and then got a job and y'all had a baby, there's no space for you. She gonna go to that church for answers and everything. She ain't gonna listen to nothing you got to say. She gonna think the church is her father, the church is her everything. You gonna be last.
He speaks to us through what people do and the decisions that they make as well. So when you start to see the evidence of where a person wants to be in your life, you allow yourself to listen to that. In this moment right now, you need to be figuring out what you can do for yourself because he's already made a decision. Pay attention to the decision that your spouse has made. He left you, right? You just have.
Yeah, but you gotta pay attention, and sometimes there's a reason for that, man. Sometimes you gotta acknowledge the fact that you may have neglected your husband for a long period of time. Period. You can't just keep looking towards something else. Look at the obvious. I bet he told you exactly what it was, and you didn't want to hear it.
Had a baby, he left you with a child and went and dealt with somebody else. Does that sound like a man that God wants in your life right now?
Sometimes we can't keep putting the blame and the decisions on the God. It's us. Okay, the God is in you. You keep looking outwards, and you ain't never gonna get no answers. Cause it's you, it's physically you, mentally you, emotionally you.
God's not going to put you in a place to where he puts someone in your life who is going to tear you down like that. God's not.
That's oh my God. If that was the case, then God wouldn't have never put the man in her life. If that was the case, God wouldn't put the church and the baby before the man. Would you stop? We make decisions and we're responsible for our own decisions. Shut up.
Going to keep you in a place of betrayal where you are constantly being torn down. That's not the way God works. He's a builder.
How would you even know that? Huh? You don't know. You're just talking from the rear end. You don't know. You're just talking.
So God will set you apart from what has been tearing you down to build you up. But you have to allow yourself to be built.
I understand.
So God would give you a husband just to take it away? What the hell are we talking about? Sometimes we got to look inside of ourselves and know what we did wrong or what they did wrong. We can't keep looking for something we can't see to do something about it. We're physically able to do something and make changes. Oh my God.
That wife is the role that you're up here to work through, but you are also a mother. And as someone who could leave you during one of the most vulnerable states that a woman is in is when she is postpartum. He left you postpartum for his own reasons with 2 of your children. I don't think there's more questions that need to come from that because there's a clear sign in that action. Men who leave women after they give life to them or while they're pregnant, that's the lowest thing someone can do.
I could never imagine walking away from my wife and my child like that. He's walking away from a woman who's ambitious, who has career goals, who is God-fearing, to weaponize that, I just don't.
Can we start using?
I think we need to stop. No, I'm not agreeing with the man leaving, but we got to stop just telling people what they want to hear. We're telling her 100% that 100% that she was correct. She's never going to correct what she was doing wrong, because now they're telling her she wasn't doing anything wrong. They ain't told her she did nothing wrong at all. Come on, man, y'all got to stop doing that, because people will never fix anything. If she, I told you, she just want validation for her own mental health. That's all. She want people to just agree with the decisions she made. She don't want to acknowledge the fact that she did a lot wrong. I ain't saying he right. I'm saying she did a lot wrong. I bet you she neglected him. I bet you that church is considered her husband to him. I mean to her. I bet you the church is everything to her and the kids, and he's last. Come on,
Proper
now.
word, because right now we're saying this man walked away. No, he abandoned you.
That's right.
He abandoned your family. And that is a wound that would be tough to heal. This is a person that's supposed to be a leader in your life. This is a person where you're supposed to feel safe with. I'm not saying that there isn't any issues, there isn't going to be problems. Maybe there's a time where you need to maybe go and get a little bit of space. But this man didn't do that.
Right.
He left and he's with another woman.
Now, I don't agree with the man leaving and being with another woman, but I think listen, I can relate. I wasn't married or nothing, but I can relate. When somebody place you last, they don't hear you, you're invisible to them. There's no sexual activity. There's no physical touch. There's no anything. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with them, but I'm willing to bet that's one of the cases. She had 2 kids, she got a job, and she at church. And she ain't got no space for him. She could, but she don't want to make time for him. She want to lead him. She want him to be what she want him to be. And I'm sure she wasn't doing that church thing when he first got with her, and she just got into church and started doing it. You know how women do. You know how some people, a lot of women do, they go to church and then they just do a 360. And then at this point, nobody really matters to them. They go to church, they turn the kids to church people who really don't want to go. They try to make the husband be a church-going person who was never that when you met him. And they just turn everything upside down in the house, and they want you to adjust to that. They don't, then you ain't the leader no more. Why you think the churches are filled with single women? Come on, man, we gotta acknowledge that. The churches have kept our black women single, lonely, and lost for the last 50 years. They have never told our black women where they went wrong. They always tell them what they want to hear. They just keep them there, giving them money. That's why the church does it. Come on now. That's why the men don't go to church, because they know the church is full of fake shysters who just want the money. That's it. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, because that's just, man, I don't agree with him leaving. But I can understand, because a lot of these people be headstrong in church like that with nobody matters to them but that church. And at this point, he ain't got no reason to stay. His kids are, but sometimes it's so miserable in that house that you got to get on up out of there. I get it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.